It is an honour and privilege to have you on board our breakfast show this morning, Rosemary. Talofa, kia ora, and welcome to the show.
Lova, thank you for having me, and to the listeners.
And how are you this morning?
I'm usually at work early hours, but I had today got some things on, but no. The weather's cloudy, if you want a weather report.
Excellent. So for our listeners, as I know it's your first time on Radio Samoa, are you able just to give us a brief introduction? I know for sure you're from Mangere and you've probably nearly 30 years.
So I'm born and bred in New Zealand. Grew up in Auckland Central in the 70s. My parents came from Tonga, Niafu Vava'u, my father, and my mother came from Muriwhanua in Samoa.
Ui? Malo. Mola malo atunuu pe o na whaafonga mai polokalame malua tai au. O lo iele sui National Party le sungale a Rosemary Bourke. Lo whailoa mai ia. O iele na pito Tonga. E iei fo ilana pito Samoa. Mai le nuu o Muriwhanua. Close to the village where my dad hails from, actually. We crossed paths. That's pretty awesome. So yesterday when you and I communicated, we're going towards the campaigns. I know you're up putting your signs up. How many signs have you put up, and how long have these you out there doing your campaigns?
The signs have been up since we were allowed to put up hoardings. So there's a lot out there. I have volunteers that are also putting them up as they get permission. I've been campaigning since I got selected around end of March. Yeah.
So why the National Party?
Why the National Party is the question they all ask me.
I guess the first question is, let's rewind. Why politics? It's because I know that you currently work as an administrator, so that we just, paint a picture for our listeners. So you currently work full-time as an administrator. You've been with operations, warehousing for many, many years, and now into politics. Why politics? Why National Party?
Okay. I think when I look back, I think you need a voice that is from that level, that blue collar level, that needs to be at that table, right? Be at the same table as everyone else. And why national? I think of my parents, and I know the story is the same for many of us, whether it's our grandparents, our parents, or even ourselves, who've come from the islands. And when they came here, they came with nothing, but they came with that hope for a better future. And I've always believed growing up that my parents worked hard for my brother and I, so we could also pass that on to when we have children. And that legacy is really important to me, that my children understand that, they come from a strong family. They come from strong backgrounds, and we say we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, our parents, our grandparents. And I believe in those strong families. And if you're going to speak, you want to speak from those values. And also, I believe the National Party believes in strong families and caring communities. And that's why I chose National as the party I align with.
So you say strong families, and so it's good. We can relate the Pacific Island side parents that come from the islands. They come here. They work hard for a better future for the generations ahead. So you're saying that National is up for those sort of things, the cost of living. They say change and chance to get New Zealand back on track. The economic at the rate we are at the moment is not good. So how does National propose to get the cost of living? Because especially in the Mangere electorate, that's probably what is preached out all the time. Cost of living is expensive. How is National going to help us? Look,
there's drivers to why it costs so much. inflation's up, taxes up. And when I meet people on the streets, at the market, at the door, I hear the stories that we all go shopping. We're looking at the food prices, what not to get anymore, or what is the alternative. So National is going to really restore that, build the economy, so we can lower the cost of living and make things more affordable, and people get to keep more of their money in their pockets.
So it's all in good there. Oh, yeah. We like to hear those sort of things. We get to keep our money in our pockets. But really, is that going to happen? We find that during the elections, the campaigns, the policies are belted out all the time. You say this, you say this. I know it's just not you. You've got a team of national candidates. But how will, say for myself, how can you say to me, oh, yes, this is what National's going to do? Because a lot of the time, National or any party will say, this is what we're going to do. Once we put our vote in, after the elections, doesn't happen.
Yeah, when I've not come from a background of politics. You've said that I worked in warehousing and administration. But when we need to make those choices, we look at the things like tax relief. And I believe that when we speak of lifting incomes, we need to address those taxes that are causing it to drive up high. I guess it's through a combination of adjustments that we need to do, but those policies are out there. And I think when you sit at that table, we want them to keep those pledges, and we've given out the pledge cards and say those are the things that we are going to work on: rebuild the economy, give higher incomes, more jobs, with the cost of living being the big thing for everyone, whether they're Polynesian, Pākehā, Māori, it affects all of us out there.
Can you say hand in heart, Rosemary? I know that you're new into politics, and I can see you're keen, and I can see you're going to help our people. But can you put hand at heart with those policies that you guys have put out there? Especially, I think the one that I'm tackling really at the moment is being a Pacific Islander is the cost of living. Can you put hand in heart that National is going to be out there with, I know they have guidelines and regulations and things like that. They're going to walk the talk.
That's what we're putting our hand up for. It's going to take courage to keep it, to say, look, we promise this. The policies are out there. So when we're humbly being picked, if we are able to be in government, much will be expected. And that's why we encourage people to vote, so they can hold us to account.
So what other cost of living policies has National got, besides the one that you're saying you're going to keep the money in pockets? But there's one about the tax.
I think the tax brackets will move, but the other policies that we've talked about is also the family boosts. Because as a mum, I've raised my kids as a single parent as well. The cost of childcare, we want to help parents, middle income families and lower with children in childcare that earn up to a certain amount to get $75 after tax left, paid to them each week. That's going to help them, and whether they put it on their rent or their mortgage or food or the fuel tax. We're going to cut that Auckland regional fuel tax. That's costing us a lot, just getting back and forth to work and our children to school.
Great to hear about your policies. And like I said, hand in heart, or we, when we go to vote, or we need to see those policies and those promises, because we know at the time when, we put down our vote, but then afterwards, it's the action that comes afterward. So you've seen the polls. Yes, National is up. So we look at the polls, and obviously there's a percentage for each of the parties that are up there. However, there will be people that are sitting on the fence. what is the national, or what is Rosemary doing about those people? A lot of those people I know, looking at the stats, are youths, Pacific Islanders. So what is Rosemary as a National Party candidate doing?
Yeah. Look, I'm doing my best to get out there and talk to them and ask them why. What is it that are the main issues for them? And some of them just waiting. I don't know if they're waiting for the miracle policy that solves everything, but they're just waiting to see if they understand everything and whether they can see themselves aligned to making a choice for not just themselves, but to better their community, better our country. And I just say, look, I understand. I raised my kids here and it's been hard. So when you make those choices, just think of the whole economy for the whole country, and give us that vote, give us that party vote, and let us try and do something for all of us, because I've lived here long enough to see it, like you said, those promises.
Promise, yes.
And then you're waiting, and then you're waiting. And then you're like, okay, you have the choice. The alternative, stay like it is with the coalition that's running the government now, or make another choice. And I'm asking give me your choice. Give me that chance to stand for you in Parliament. Someone who's on blue collar at a different level that probably doesn't sit at the table like everyone else. But in those big at those big times of making decisions, that at least they have a voice that can advocate and say, this is what's really driving, and what people really feel in the middle to lower socio-economic.
Nice one, Rosemary. Nice. I guess what it's important, and I think that's one thing to take into account for anyone that's out there in the politics arena, is to put yourself in the shoes of us, the public, looking in, and the mindset that we have. That's what's very important. So I guess just to wrap up, how's the preparations coming along for Team Mangere National Party? How's it going?
It's full on. I've helped out in the background before as a volunteer, but when you're the candidate, it's full on. It's great. I've got good people around me, my support of my family and my friends. So just got to remember your roots and just understand that it's about the people we serve. So they know that they're not just having someone fill a seat, but someone that wants to be talking for them at that table in government. So that's why I put my hand forward. I want them to know that anyone like me, that could be them as well.
Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you for your time this morning. We wish you all the best. And we're happy with Thursday, and God bless. Thank you for your time.
Tailanga.
O le nā le malo le atunuu o le tātou sui mai le National Party o whaalau loa atu nisi o latou policies. Ia, a me se foi tāua o le aso o ke topas fulfa o le aso le nā whai ai le tātou pālota. Ia, manuia lava favour. Thank you again, Rosemary. Have a great day.